Welcome back. On the topic of communication, if you're new here, I'm happy to find you here. I hope you stay for a long time. Bring a friend with you next time. Click subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have your subscription. You can subscribe anytime we're watching this video, including right now. I am staying on this topic of communication, particularly right now. I think that it is what would be helpful for those of us who are plugged into what this time of year really is and how it can be impacted by where we are right now during this period of time. Particularly in a subject, now this one is talking about picking a side. Picking a side when individuals are on two different sides and you know both of them could be very risky, I'll put it that way. And let's give examples for that at work. As we know, I am a personaltologist and I have been in this understanding, but I'm also a humanist and I'm also a person. So I too have communication challenges. But I know that I'm also an intentional tapped in person. I'll back up. I'll back up for the sake of miscommunication. I'll just say, okay, and just stop there until we get ourselves back in flow. Most people are not as invested in that. Now, maybe I wasn't either until I got in this field and I found out that it is a strength to be that. Having said that, I'll give you some work examples, not necessarily talking about anybody at my work, but giving you some commonalities in the workplace. If two individuals are not getting along and it is beginning to be that they just don't care for one another, I won't use the word like because at the end of this video, you could do it right now. You could click like, but they just are not cordial to one another. If you or someone else picks a side and lines up, it's very risky to do that. Let me give you an example. Two people really had it. It started in their department. They talked with their supervisor. They went up to their department head. It ended up in human resources. It ended up as a matter. It took some time to get it in favorable position, I'll say. It took some courses to get it there. It took some retraining. It took some setting of expectations to get it there. But delightfully, we got it there. And to me, that's a success. The journey of getting it there were pieces of that success. However, during this and before this plan was put in place, there were one or two, maybe even three that I know of, I don't know, but maybe certainly one or two, who picked a side with one of the individuals. And when the two of them they actually did reconcile and actually became, I think I saw them together in the break room or whatever, just chatting. When they became cordial, the person whose side they didn't pick remembered that they picked a side and it was not them. And the fact that they picked a side, now they wanted nothing to do with them. Even though the others who picked a side wants to now reconcile too with this person, the person wants nothing to do with them. Now, can you blame them? So they created their own risk and problem with this person that didn't have a problem or stone to throw their way in the first place. This is what I mean by picking a side. This is what I mean that harnesses a hatred. This is what I mean that stops a progress. This is what I mean that creates miscommunication. This is what I mean that creates dismay at work. This is what I mean by immaturity and nonsense. Just stay out of it. Just stay. It's not to do with you. Stay out of it. And right at the time by which those individuals became cordial to each other. The one was no longer open to repeat this process again with the people who picked a side, because why would that person be reprimanded once again to repeat this process? And they never had an issue with them in the first place. It can just be too much. If you recall my videos from a few weeks ago when I tapped in or chatted about the whole beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar, and I get it more clearly myself now. However, when I speak, I'm speaking beyond the individuals. I'm speaking about the entity of it. I'm speaking about the collective. In this case, I wouldn't be speaking about the two individuals who went through this process and became friendlier. I'm talking about how it impacted the department and how it impacts the company. So I'm always thinking here, when I talk about how I am not okay with anyone who splinters, hurts, negativizes the culture, I'm talking about the collective level. They may have a problem with you. They may have a problem with me. But that's individual. I am a piece of the collective, not the collective itself, as are you. So when we do this, we're picking a side. And what a risk that is. And as I'll be moving forward with some variety on this channel in the regards of cultural collectiveness, I'll be speaking at the collective, using examples of people we know, just like I always have in all my videos, because I don't know who's watching this. You don't know the other people who's watching this. You just know that you are at the time, and thank you. Thank you. But I'm speaking at the collective. I'm absolutely not okay with anyone who negativizes it, even if they are of the culture, meaning in the culture. The only side to pick is the side by which we're moving in forward progress. And that's about the size of it, the size of the side of it, okay? And I love you. If you've gotten this far, please click like, please click subscribe, and bring a friend with you next time. I feel like I'm not ending here. Not pick a side, not continue it. So once the issue is settled, do not give it a rebirth. Do not give it a rebirth. Let it be settled and accept the healing that came from the settled. And that's the best way to move forward progress. And I love you. If you've gotten this far, please click like. I love you. Have a good day. I'm out now.